Hey guys, we are flipping the script a little bit for this week's Monday with Manny. As you can see, Manny has a special guest with him today. And my name is Megan. I actually am the marketing director here at the Rossen law firm, so I'm typically on the other side of Mondays with Manny, in that I'm recording them and editing them so you're able to see them. But this week we are flipping it. So Manny, would you like to introduce your special guest?
Hi guys, nice to see everyone or whoever's watching this. It's been a while. I'm attorney Manny Serra, also now dad to Emily Serra. This is little Emily Wells. So she has been with us for a few weeks now, enjoying her time in the world, although it's a crazy world we're living in.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like the thing you hate to talk about but kind of can avoid. Like, what has it been like having a baby literally in the middle of a pandemic? I mean, I guess you don't have anything to compare it to, but...
It's crazy. Everyone wants to see the little one, obviously. Not only is she cute, but everyone likes little babies and wants to be a part of it. And unfortunately, we kind of have to put our foot down and block off some entries where we've seen people literally, like we got some of my really good friends, I want to come by and see her. And I'm like, dude, I saw you on Snapchat on Las Olas, 2 days ago. You're not coming near my baby. So, you got to play a little bit of overprotective, so to speak, parent. We're both kind of super chill people, Astrid and myself, but in this day and age, we're kind of being overcautious. Obviously, as we're doing this, I don't even remember what today's date is. I don't have any sleep in my body, but I know Florida is spiking. God knows how many cases now. So we're just being overprotective, but other than that, we're just being as happy as we can be. She's a blessing, so it's been great.
Yeah, awesome. I guess what is your overall kind of like favorite thing so far of having her being home with you guys?
Just, as corny as it sounds, just kind of this, holding her and looking at her and just realizing that, this little being, this little life has a whole future ahead of her and can do whatever she wants to do. And as we're kind of making the world a better place right now, our generation and the generation younger than us, and I don't want to discount the older generations, but I feel as though with the Black Lives Matter movement, trying to just basically learning through this pandemic, adapting, I think while it is wacky and wild here, we're going to adapt, and there's going to be a better life ahead for the youth, so long as we keep on the progress that we've been doing. And that's not anything that has to do with party lines. I hate when people draw party lines on there, Republican, Democrat, left or right. It's just a human thing, and I think as humans we're learning to be a little bit better to each other.
Yeah, that's cool. It's neat that literally all these changes are not changes, but a lot of movements are starting now, so it'll be cool to kind of watch her grow up in them and see how they change and how she's like able to engage with that, or just how things are different for her even growing up than they were for like you and I even. So what is one of your favorite things that Emily does right now with her?
Sleep. Sleep. I love when she sleeps. If she could sleep a little more between the hours of, like, let's say 1 a.m. and 5 a.m., that's great. Astrid and myself are early risers, so we're used to kind of being up early, but we're not used to being up at 2 a.m., 4 a.m., 6 a.m., and so forth. So Astrid's been awesome with it. She has, literally impressed me more and more every day. She's been fantastic. I literally can't put into words the feelings you have when you think you love someone so much, and you do, and then it hits a whole new level that it's never, you never were put in that situation of raising a kid. We raised a dog who we love, Ray. I'm sure many people watching this love Ray, but this is just a whole new ball game, and it's kind of brought out a side of Astrid that is, just ultimately so impressive.
That's awesome. Speaking of Ray, how has that adjustment been with Big Brother?
He's good. He wants to lick her face a lot, so we stopped that. He got one lick in that we know of, but we let him lick her toes and the legs. He's been great. So just observant of her. If she starts crying, he'll kind of go up to the crib or up to the little bouncer or bassinet and just kind of look around and then look back at us and then look at her and then look back at us. It's better than sometimes we were afraid of him jumping into the crib or jumping up, or he hasn't done any of that. So he's been great. He's been awesome. The one thing that I think he's ready for is when she starts eating real food. I'm sure she's going to drop a ton on the floor for him, and that's something that Astrid's been looking forward to. When we first found out we had a baby, that was something Astrid was like, Ray's going to be so happy when Emily learns to drop food on the floor. So.
And that's how man and dog become best friends, as in human and dog. What has been, I guess, like one of the more, I'm sure a lot of it's unexpected, but what has been one of the most like unexpected things of being a new dad that you're like, wow, like I just didn't see that coming?
That's a really good question. I don't know. I think the most unexpected thing, I kind of touched on it before, is just your partner and you or your spouse just grow tremendously as a team. Astrid and I have always functioned as a team. The only time we ever got in any kind of fights ever was when we first got Ray, and it was just, we were living on the 5th floor of an apartment building, had to take him out, lack of sleep, super fussy with each other. And one day we sat down, we're just like, hey, let's just get over it. We're going to have to, it's going to be some hardships, but it's going to be worth it. And that's prepared us a lot for the baby. I know some people watching here are like, oh, you can't compare a dog to a baby. Yes, you can. I'm telling you, you can. It's like a JV version. Now this is like the NBA, not even varsity or college, but It definitely helps. That's really it. Honestly, nothing has really surprised me. She's fussy as always, but I think that's how it is. She's hungry all the time. And
yeah. What would you say is something that you've learned so far? Like either about yourself, or you and Astrid, or even Emily?
Just learn that the proper way to wipe a female, front to back. Many people call it cooch to gooch. I don't know if we can say that, but I'm going to go ahead and say that's something I've learned. On a serious note, like, family is so important. Everyone just, showering her with admiration and love, and, giving you hands-on tips, but not being overbearing. Both sets of grandparents have been amazing with that. Bringing us food. When we need help, they're there. Neither of them are volunteering kind of mandatory advice that you were kind of afraid of, maybe, overreaching grandparents. But it's been awesome. Honestly, it's been so great. Luckily, it's the one benefit of working at home right now with COVID is I get to spend a lot of time with her. Usually I'd be at court, running around, taking depositions, in trials, stressing out. While there are other stresses in life right now, it definitely allows you to take a breath and kind of enjoy and admire a little life.
Definitely some sort of silver lining. What would you say is both the best and then the worst advice that I feel like you've gotten from either people who are parents or even aren't?
I'd say the best advice we have is just to cherish it, because in just weeks, she has sprouted her legs. She's gotten so long, and we looked at a picture of her in a bouncer, kind of one of the first few days that we had brought her home from the hospital, and they looked at one yesterday, and I was like in shock. It was wow. So I can only imagine looking back 2-3 years from now, maybe watching this video and just being in awe of how much she's grown. Not maybe worse, but just kind of like, oh yeah, okay. Has been that let the mom do it all. Like you can relax, help her when she needs. The mom's going to be able to take care of everything. That's not really how we do things in our house. Anything. Although Astrid's been amazing, and I don't have the tools to feed her at this point, because we are trying to breastfeed for as long as possible. There's some people out there that still haven't changed diapers, and that's not me. I'm very happy that I'm able to contribute as much as possible. Obviously, and honestly, it's a fraction as to what Astrid's doing, but I'm trying my best to contribute as much as I can.
Yeah, awesome. That might even actually kind of be the same thing, but I was going to ask, like, what would be your tips or advice to an expecting dad?
To be there for the mother, the child, your wife, your girlfriend,
Yeah.
however the situation is. It's not a one-person gig. It may seem like that sometimes because, like I said, the mom is the only one that has tools to really soothe the baby at some points.
Mm-hmm.
But there are certainly other things you can do, whether it's cooking, cleaning, taking the dog out nonstop if you got a dog, prepping the changing pad that we got over there, whatever it is. There's always something you can do. I'm trying to work and do both. And Adam, who's the other partner at the firm, has been great helping me out and giving me some advice. He just had a baby, Chase. So it's been good. It's been a really kind of role where another father helps me. And I mean, my dad was a fantastic dad to both me and my brother Alex, so he set a really good example. So
Well, I think those are all of my questions. I do have a little bit of a game for you. But is there anything else you would like to share or anything that you were hoping I would ask?
No, just hopefully get her a nice close up if we can try to get one.
Hi, friend!
She's chilling. She's
Yeah,
tired.
she's so content right now.
Yeah, she's tired.
All right, so the game is not much of a game, but it's just a would you rather.
Okay.
So I have, I think, 6 questions. So one, and it's just like rapid fire, so try to just like answer quick and pick one. But so would you rather get 8 hours of sleep every night for a week or go to the Bahamas for 1 weekend?
8 hours of sleep, no question.
Ooh. That's how much life has changed,
Yeah.
I mean even COVID weren't a thing and travel's safe as well, of course.
Maybe if you said a weekend in Gainesville to watch Florida LSU without COVID, I probably would take that. But the Bahamas can wait. Sleep is valuable right now.
Awesome. Would you rather Emily want to be a princess or a Jedi for Halloween?
Whatever she wants, but she does have a kind of snuggle wrap thing that's a Star Wars one. I have converted Astrid to a Star Wars fan, so I'd be lying if I said a Jedi is not of my preference.
Princess Leia is always a good crossover, right? So.
There you are. There you go.
Would you rather eat baby food for a week or drink formula for a week?
Oh, baby food. I actually, in undergrad, there was all kinds of that Gerber baby food that would go on sale at like Sam's Club or something. And me and my old roommate would just buy up a ton of it. It's healthy, it's cheap, and it was a good little snack. It's like apple
fruit purees and stuff?
I don't even know what that is.
Like the baby food you were eating, was it like the jars of like fruit and like things like that?
I don't remember. No, it was like little glass jars. It had like the Gerber baby on it.
Yeah, okay.
It was like, yeah.
That's so gross.
Listen, when you're an undergrad and you don't have a job,
I get it.
Student loans, you eat what you can.
Boom. So would you rather be stranded on desert island with only one sound to fall asleep? Would you rather it be Emily crying or an old man snoring?
That's a tough one. I guess an old man snoring, because I can just try to ignore that. When she cries, you can't ignore it. She's got lungs like I don't even know. I can't even give a description to it.
Would you rather give childbirth or have your foot be run over by a car?
Foot run over by a car. Astrid giving childbirth was one of the most powerful things I've ever seen. I actually assisted in a bunch of it, saw all of it go down because it was intense, and the epidural wasn't really working. So she actually gave birth without the epidural assisting her, and seeing that was just incredible. That's very easy. I'll get my foot run over real quick, get in a boot, and then recover thereafter. What do you want to say?
Oh, just one more question, Emily. You can do it. The last one was just, would you rather run out of diapers or clean burping rags?
Burping rags. I can use my shoulder for that.
Perfect. Boom. Well, that's the end of the Would You Rather New Dad Edition. Is there anything else you want to share at all before we close out here?
Nah, I think the audience has had enough of us. She's growing weary, so I'll be happy to hand her back over to Astrid and then get back to work. Actually, got some insurance claims to work on, so that never stops.
Yeah, packed day. Well, thanks for making time with us and bringing your special guest along.
Thanks, Megan. I appreciate it very much.
Awesome. Well, have a good day.
Bye, guys.